gearbox where you can click. It'll give you settings, general camera audio, and then just go to audio speaker. Audio speaker.
Can you hear us there, Mike? Let's see.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear us in the headphones? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2. Testing the mic. No, testing.
He a second ago.
Yeah. Well, he was kicked off by his alarm and kicked back on. Here, why don't you exit or leave and then re-click the link? You can't even hear us. But we are live. Good morning, folks. Happy Wednesday to y'all. Happy first day of April.
April Fools!
April Fools! It's our last episode ever. We're done. We're done after this one.
That might make some people happy.
I know. But, Mike's back.
Oh, I can hear you.
And Mike is back.
All right, guys. Sorry. Just went mute for whatever reason. I'm not
a technology
person, so I'm like clicking every button. You know?
We got 340 and ups right here. So yeah, you know how that goes. As Deed said, what is up? It is Wednesday, April 1st. April Fools.
April Fools.
Yes,
we're ready to go. Got a little bit of what is that? A little background. I don't know if anybody else can hear that, if it's just me. But
I can hop in the truck if I need to. You guys just let me know.
Well, it might be a background on your speaker. Go to there's a settings on this StreamYard, like a little gearbox. And then you can go to audio, and then it'll bring up a couple settings. And down there's echo cancellation, reduce background noise.
I got echo cancellation off.
Turn it on.
It was on.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, it was on. So just let me know if I need to hop in the truck, man. Not a problem.
I think we're good.
No, you're fine.
We're all right. Yeah, I'm hearing it a little bit on my end, but it may not be in everybody else's. So what do I know? So, anyways, let's give it a shot. As Deeds and myself said, it is Wednesday, April Fools. It is 5:33 AZ time, 7:33 in Texas, and in Crossville, Tennessee, where our guest today is. Our guest is a good buddy of mine, a good buddy of Deeds, a good buddy of the show, and friend of the Goo and Deeds pod, Mike Mathews. Let's give Mike a round of applause, Deeds.
We're not even ready today.
Some action.
Damn it.
Yay.
Today.
Yeah, so Deeds and I know Mike pretty well. We hung out together a bunch at the Huge last year. Hung out a ton. But I'm going to give you guys a little intro on my how Mike and I met. I've told the story a little bit before. I put out my first or second article with American Window Cleaner magazine. And I think, Mike, you had just been getting started with your window cleaning business, maybe a year or so, maybe a couple months. I don't remember, but fairly new to it. And Mike reached out. I believe it was either email or text. I put my information in the article, and Mike reached out. And I saw the email, and instead of replying, he left his phone number. Instead of replying via email, I was like, oh shit, I'm just gonna call him. So I called this random guy that I don't know, but he was kind enough to send me a letter telling me about the article that I wrote. And Mike and I chat for like 90 minutes the first time we ever talked. And it was just a hoot. We hit it off over the phone, man, just started having a good conversation. And Mike might have been the first or second person I ever told the idea about me wanting to take a road trip and meet window cleaners across the country. And Mike says, man, if you ever do that, buddy, you got to, and you come this way, you got a spot, you can chill at my house. And I says, all right, man. So that sounds cool. And I don't know, maybe a month later, I call him back up and I was like, yo, guess what? And he's like, what's up, man? And I said, yeah, dude, that road trip I was telling you about, it's going to happen. You offered to let me stay there. Are you still up for that? And he's like, I'll talk to the wife, but I don't see why not. And
the wife,
sure as shit. It turned out to be a great stop. I rolled down to Crossville, Tennessee, met Mike on a job. finished that job for that day. Then we went cruised around Crossville, Tennessee, and he showed me around. I don't know where you're at today or how close we were that day. But Mike,
Same area.
yeah, it's been a hot minute since we saw you, obviously. But what's new with you, man?
Man, we're closing on a house at the end of the month, on the 30th. So that's the big news.
That's huge.
And just getting rolling with the season. I took I didn't even plan on it, man, but I was working over the winter at my old job loading trucks, and did not plan on even doing that, but just went into kind of bullshit with the guys one day, and they said we can't find anybody to work, and I said, well, I'll work for 2 months, so did that. But I planned on having about a week and a half to kind of ease into things and get all my ducks in a row, and it was like March 1, dude. I had stuff lined up, so pollen's starting to fall now, and it's sitting on windows so that the phone isn't ringing as much, but my schedule's pretty loaded, so things are about to take off. I think this week having a couple of off days was good for getting stuff lined up for this new house and stuff. But yeah, man, just ready for the season, ready to make some money and doing what I love,
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Spring.
you're pretty good at it too, Mike. I mean, for somebody who hadn't been in it for that long, watching you operate was fun. Seeing you interact with your clients was a hoot. Do you remember that you had this elder, like, I don't want to say elderly, but there's one client in particular that you had that I remember. Older lady. She did a podcast. She did like a cooking show. Kind of good looking lady for an older gal, right?
Who's that lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the better relationship with her because you worked the inside for me.
Right.
But she was a little odd, man. I remember going to do the quote, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we're good with it, but I got to run it by her, whatever. She's the decision maker." But yeah, dude, she had a little podcast room and everything. That when you walked around the corner, I was working on the back of that house, I think, or no, that was the day before. I'm sorry, but dude, walked around the corner, and I was like, you just mentioned it. But it was like I'd known you for 10 years and hadn't seen you in a couple, but man, it was cool to like meet you for the first time. I know we chatted and through the rooms and everything else, but it was cool to see you in person. So
yeah, it was really one of the cool things that I really enjoyed about that trip was watching others operate. We all do something different. I mean, we all do the same thing, and it's clean windows, but we all do something a little bit different. And some of us are really great with clients. Some of us are great on the glass. Some of us are really organized with their tools. Mike, you kind of had all three of those things going. And that was one of the things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When I rolled up, I see Mike's setup. He's got everything going. And then, like I said, I watch him interact with his clients, and it wasn't like this guy was just some newbie. So it was fun to watch, and it was cool to see him get down. And yeah, that gal was dope. She was, I think the husband was an author as well. And yeah, she had like this Alexa camera that followed her around the kitchen.
Wow.
I found it to be kind of weird too, because I was like,
got three kids. I've got a kid.
No kids. She had no kids, but she really liked that camera on her. And she's, like I said, she's probably early to mid 70s and good looking gal.
She's got a face for
podcasting. You could tell she was good looking back in the day for sure.
Yeah, you definitely could. She was about that life. Maintenance. Yeah. Yeah, but the husband seemed like he was all for it too. Like he was just like, yeah, man, whatever she wants, she gets, So that's how it should go.
He learned long ago, make mama happy, and things work out well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, so I wanted to give a shout out real quick too. We'll get some more into what our visit was like. But a bunch of our friends are in this morning. Eric Leonardo wants me to tell Matthew Mike hello.
He's talking. I got two first names that coming from the dude that's got two first names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can tell
Yeah.
there's some good banter going on there. Tell Matthew, Mike, I said good morning. Matt Amos, Sean Johnson, Damian, Sam, Squeegee Tom, Squeegee
Chit.
Chick, Jessica Battles in the building.
The
Tyler's here.
6'9". Damian. Again, congratulations, Damian, winning the giveaway for the James Smith thing. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Mr.
Joshua Rotterkus. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Good morning from Detroit, he says. Good morning to you, brother. I don't recognize the name.
City.
If this is your first time in the pod, we appreciate you popping in. Again, Jason Gulick, Mark D. Klodzinski, and I guess Mike Mathews. So a bunch of friends popped in to say good morning to you, brother. Frank Rave also. So, yeah, man, some heavy hitters in this morning.
Yeah.
Stop and say what up.
Morning.
So, you mentioned this is what, your second season or your third season?
Well, I tell customers my fourth year because I started in 23, so 23, 24, 25, 26, but it's my third full season. So
Nice.
I took it full time 3 years ago this month. So
Awesome.
it's been good, man. I love it, dude. You were mentioning earlier, like talking to customers and equipment and everything else, man. This is outside of my family. This is pretty much my life. I love every bit of it. I tell customers all the time, from the initial call to all the work to rescheduling you for the next time, 6 months, year, whatever you want. But I love every little bit of it. So those 100, we got high humidity here, but that'll kick your ass a little bit in the middle of the summer. But just got to get through it, and like Mark always says, stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Kick the coffee in the summertime. All it does is makes you sweat more.
Mike, you don't drink coffee, right?
Like twice a year, man.
Yeah, memory serves me. Mike didn't drink coffee. Hey, so you just mentioned I know you've got a bunch of big stuff going on too. You've got a move coming. One of the great things that you and I talked about when I was visiting with you was family, the importance of family. You and your wife.
My wife.
You guys, you're working on adopting your daughter too. How is that coming along?
Yeah. Dude, so her dad's, he was around up until she was like 6 months old, took off. He's in New Mexico or some shit. Never talked to her, never called her, nothing. We've been going through this adoption process for like 9-10 months now. It's like, give me a bunch of money and now just wait for like 2 months. Give me some more money. Wait for a month. Give me some more money. So it's just been this huge like waiting process. April 21st should be the adoption date. So
let's get a round of applause for that one, Deeds.
We'll get it done before she turns 18. So she'll have my name for a little bit before she gets married. Maybe she'll hyphenate it. I don't know. We'll see.
That's awesome.
Well, watching you operate with your wife and your kids too, that was amazing. How many kids do you have, Mike? And what is your house like?
So right now we're in a just under 1,100 square foot house with 4 kids, 3 big dogs, and we're moving into a little over 3,100 square foot. So we're gonna have a little more space, but it's tight. But man, we just have a good dynamic. We don't fight. The kids are all good grades. Don't get in trouble. So it's a blessing, to be honest with you. The youngest is my birth son. He will be 8 this summer, Bennett. And then stepdaughter is 10. Another stepdaughter's 11, and then Aubrey, the 18-year-old, or she'll be 18 this year. But that wraps everything up. Other than the 3 pups, which you met all 3. The old man's still around. He can't really. He's struggling. He sleeps at night and he shits the floor. So we often have to wake up and clean that up. But dude's 14 years old and still kicking. So we got to keep him around.
Yeah.
Animals are the best. On a personal level, when I was on my trip, I was starting to get a little bummed out. I was missing my family. You guys know that Fred and Floyd, and now I have Bob, but Fred and Floyd, my dogs, are my pride too. I love them. And when I was on my trip, yeah, of course I was missing my family, but I was really missing my dogs. And when I rolled up to Mike's house, they made me feel at home. Like they just were like they were warm. They're like, hey, there's a new guy. He needs some attention. And like
Those are cookies and dirt.
yeah, it was like I just felt like I was at home. Bennett let me crash in his room. Like it was just it felt like I was part of the family, and it just made me feel at home. And I will be forever grateful for that trip. But that portion in time of that trip, especially, Mike was great. Like I said, showed me around the town. We talked about all sorts of different stuff. Hung out, got a couple sessions in while we were there. Yeah, got a couple sessions in while we were there. He showed me where I needed to go to pick something up in case of, where I was going for my next spot. But it was just a great location. I thought Crossville was beautiful. And you said now you're relocating to what city?
So it's Crossville is the city.
Okay.
Cumberland County is the third largest county land-wise in the state. But Fairfield Glade, and I just looked it up the other day, it's a retirement community. It was initially developed for all the automotive people up in Michigan and stuff to come down here and retire. We get a lot of people from California and stuff now, but it's a little over 12,000 acres. I think it's a little over 7,000 houses in here now. But it's just a retirement community with a bunch of older folks. And for the most part, they're all super awesome to work with. Super nice, appreciate me, which is nice. I'm owner operator, so I don't. It's just me.
Yeah.
So I think that they appreciate being able to call and deal with just one person throughout the whole process. So
yeah, you're not going to send any techs in there to steal their medication or nothing.
exactly. Or worry about anybody like stealing. I don't know what. I don't even look at people's like what's around the house. Honestly, like it's
blinders.
Exactly. People are like, I'm sorry about the mess, and I'm like, I did see it, but I'm only looking at their windows.
I've got 3 kids.
But no, as far as like, and I've thought about that as well. Excuse me. As far as hiring techs and going in, and you got to be specific in this line of work, especially with older people, because you got neck tattoos or face tattoos, and I have some, but and I see people look at them, but they're not here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It is you would have to be very selective in who you hire, especially for these people, because I think older people get a little more paranoid the older they get. So, yeah, man, it just works out best the way I got it, and I don't plan on growing it or anything. Yeah, I love it.
That living community, do they have stop signs, or I'm sorry, do they have like speed limit signs at like 24 miles an hour or some weird number that doesn't make sense?
Not an odd number. It's not an odd number like that, but it is 30 throughout the whole area. So
I was ready to tool a job last week in a 55 and older community, and I pull in there and I'm ready to go with the trailer, and it's a slow down to 24 miles an hour. And I talked with a buddy who worked there who said that multiple pool companies had been kicked out of the neighborhood and unable to work in there because they're driving 26 miles an hour, like 2 over the limit. They take it
that tight on it. Wow.
Super tight.
Wow.
So, those security guards in those 55 and older communities.
Yeah. Well, see, I got a logo, or not logo, but a decal on the side. I didn't want to wrap the truck, but I got a decal. So anytime I'm driving around, people notice my truck. I don't want to be. I don't want to be seen as, and regardless if I get pulled over or not, I don't want to be seen to my customers or potential customers or just random people as the guy that speeds around in here. So I always try to keep an eye on it. So
one of the nice things about your vehicle too is it's a beautiful rig first and foremost, but it's bright white, and then the logo is just, it's right there. Like it's not a full wrap, but it looks
simple and easy. Yeah,
it's extremely legible. You can't miss it. And it looks.
Excuse me, do you clean windows?
Yeah.
Yes,
yes, we do. Right there. So yeah. I think that the truck is classy and it's a great look. And it looks great when you roll up on a site. So
I appreciate it. I thought about wrapping, and I was like, that's a lot of money, but at the same time, I don't want to wrap a 2013 Denali.
Mhm.
So I was like, and I'd seen a couple people with like the decal or whatever on the bottom of the
Yeah,
doors, and I liked the look of it. And dude, I think I got them for like $75.
nice.
And I put them on myself, so it was pretty inexpensive for me to do it, so worked out well.
Yeah,
Oh
and they
yeah,
look sharp. I mean, in the
a
colors
wrap will
too. Yeah, white and blue, can't go wrong.
cost
That's
anywhere
pretty
from like
much my colors,
$3,000
man.
for full wrap too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. Like this truck's got, and when I got it, it had like 102,000. It's got like 114 or something. I just don't drive. I only drive it if I'm working.
Yeah.
But like, do I spend $6,000 on a wrap for a vehicle? And I mean, it's a GM, so it's gonna run forever. Sorry, you Ford guys. But
Wah-wah.
do I spend $6,000 on a? Sorry to hurt feelings.
No, it's fine.
But something that might not run for the next 10 years or whatever. So it just made sense to do it that way. So
Heck yeah.
Mike, one of the things that I remember too about this is kind of a funny intro too. I told everybody about how you reached out in an email and it was weird because when I reached back out to you at that point, you were not in pro window cleaning group. You were not in any Facebook groups. You were
right.
you were on the app, right? So that's how you were like tracking people, or not tracking people, but that's how you were interacting with window cleaning people, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, and taking nothing away, I don't know if it's the platform or what, but you get some dumb stuff in there, like I don't know, man. Like foreigners that you can barely read what they're trying to understand what they're saying, and people that just ask some dumb questions. So I was in there, and I didn't, like I said, I like you said, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even have Facebook. I had Facebook back in the day when you had to have a college email, and then Facebook
.edu.
just got so stupid. Yeah, that the edu. It got so stupid and everybody was on it. I was like, screw it, I'm getting off of it. And when you introduced me to him or whatever, told me about him, I was like, all right, I guess I gotta build a Facebook again. And I keep it simple, man. I got a picture on there. I don't post really anything. But that was kind of my deal to myself when I started, because it's easy to get in the rabbit hole and
It
get down.
is.
Like I'm looking at something from my friend's friend from 20 years ago. Like, what am I doing? So anyway, I got on there for that, and it's been great, man. It's put me in touch with you guys, obviously, Chris Eckstein, multiple other people that I've definitely made friends with, and it's beneficial, and I enjoy it. Sometimes I'm on there and I'm a little bit of a smart ass,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, that was the fun thing too. Like when you reached out, I was blown away because most of the people I figured, oh, well, everybody's in pro. And so I asked you, I was like, so you had never seen any of my work online. And at that point too, I think I had like 1,200 followers for my business. I had about 800, almost 1,000, I think, for my personal page. So I figured, oh, well, Mike had seen me online somewhere, so he was reaching out, this and that. And it wasn't from any of that. It was from my writing. So I was like, oh, wow, that made me feel so it made me feel like something even cooler, because it wasn't just a window cleaning thing. It was a window cleaning thing, but from an author perspective. So
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. It made me feel pretty good. So I want to say thank you. I've told you that before, but I'll tell you again, thank you for reaching out. Those little messages that people send to others, it really can make their day. And it does create great friendships. And like you mentioned, from that initial phone call and from that you reaching out, then we end up meeting in Nashville, and me, you, Deeds, Damien, Chris, Devin, like all of us hanging out and getting to know each other on a personal basis. That's how you build friends and build community. And I feel like it's about as organic as it gets. And I feel like also that's kind of the way that the majority of us build our businesses. Would you say so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kind of going back to the beginning of this little, I don't know, segment or whatever, talking about the magazine. This was, I think I'd had the magazine for maybe a year or something, and I get a good amount of stuff out of it. But I'm reading this article and I'm like, fuck, man, every bit of this is like is me. It's hitting home, and I'm like reading this and I'm thinking to myself, I've got to hunt this dude down somehow. Um, and I get to the end of the article and there's your email, and I'm like, fuck yeah. So I do that, but it was really this. um, and dude, within, I don't know, I think I sent it and had a call, like the phone was ringing within the minute. I'm like, this dude checks his emails like I mean, I check my emails multiple times a day, but he's on it. So yeah, we chatted forever, man. It was just such, like, I guess, organic conversation. But then yeah, I've been in this adoption phase for a while, because I was talking to you. It's like, I think it was 3,000 initially that I had to pay for everything, to get stuff going. And you're like, hey man, I got this ticket, or you want to go to the huge? And I was like, I don't have the money, or I can either go to the huge or spend money on this adoption. And you're like, well, I got you a ticket. And I'm like, fucking A, awesome. So living in that area, my best friend, which he grew up here with me, he lived about 45 minutes away. So I stayed with him the first couple nights, and then Mark ended up heading back to Dallas a little early, so I roomed with you for the last night, which was nice, not having to drive that and being right there in the middle of everything, where you don't have to leave early and then everything else. So it was a great experience to meet everybody that you just mentioned, man. Everybody at the huge, and throughout this, I'm gonna like be cleaning windows in a minute and think, damn, I forgot to talk about this with so and so or whatever. But yeah, everybody that was at the huge last year was awesome, and great to meet everybody.
It's so awesome when stuff like that comes together, and it's really fun when guys or gals get an opportunity to get to their first event. And I know sometimes, those events, they cost, and everybody's got to make a buck, right? And these events, they do cost a little bit, but sometimes when we are blessed and able to pass that forward and get it on to somebody else who should really get the opportunity to go to one of these events, it makes it all worthwhile. And when the events like the IWCA or events like the huge, when Mark and or I are fortunate enough to get extra tickets, or even get tickets for ourselves, we're extremely fortunate, and all we want to do is just pass it on. So seeing you and all of our friends together, it just, like you said, it makes it all kind of come together and put a nice little bow on it. And it's like, yeah, this is really, really what it is all about.
Yeah, and it's like, I've played sports my whole life, and bonding with people, like guys, playing sports and stuff. But this industry is just something different, man. Like, I feel like not all of us are alike. Not all of us are the same. But man, the commonality that I find with a lot of guys. Now, there are some idiots that are in the rooms, and I wish that I could just reach my hands through the phone and grab them by the neck. But that's just something you have to deal with it. But exactly.
Yeah.
It is. Cody Smith, our buddy in South Carolina, says he's got to dip out. He's got to go get on the 32-foot ladder.
No, sir.
Matt Ghost, what up? He's in and out. Can't try to make the episodes anymore. Eric says Mike has a rotary phone.
I did grow up with one, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
We had one. We had one when I was in 1st through 4th grade. We had one. So
we took our road trip up to New York, and we stopped at the Pennsylvania Welcome Center Turnpike thing, and they've got they have a telephone in there with quarters that you can use to plug up for fax machines. They've had it for years, so I picked it up and I heard the dial tone. I'm like, hey kids, want to hear something weird? Like, you pick up your phone, it's like, oh, there's no static, there's no that was neat.
Yeah,
It's got to feel that.
It's cool
Who's
for the
talking?
kids to see the things that we kind of grew up with, and they're like, I don't even, I couldn't function in today's society with this, but
Yeah, like we all
you
had
just
that
adapt.
40-foot coil cord that was on the kitchen thing, so you could literally walk to the other side of the house and then like
And
let
then
it
but
go.
it
And
would
you'd
all
never,
get all it like
well,
tangled up in
yeah,
itself, and you had to undo it. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you have the additional shoulder holder that way you didn't have to
Never
like
did.
hold the phone like
I
you
feel
just
like
got the
that's for the office ladies, but no, I
That's the
never
yeah
telemarketer phone.
yeah corporate account yeah all that fun
did.
stuff.
Mike, did you ever do any telemarketing?
No, but that you just brought up an idea when I first started this business. I did do a little door knocking. I'm not a fan of it. I haven't done it in years. I did it really just to get the ball rolling, but there were so many things that I had done that were like a three month job when I was younger, or a 6 month gig or whatever, and I'm like just like jobs that I thought, well, that was just to pass the time and make a couple bucks to pay the bills. And I started this business, and like there were like 4 or 5 different jobs that I'd done in the past that all kind of came together, and allowed me to, I guess, be a better all around person as far as talking to customers and stuff like that. But to answer that question, I never did telemarketing, but I did do some door knocking to try to sell True Green. I was trying to. That was a little 3 month gig that was
Get rid of your weeds. I got a
pointless.
neighbor who does True Green, and I've used it before. Didn't see any results, but I'm looking at his yard next to my yard. I'm like, damn, that True Green, it works. There's no weeds in his yard. I
Yeah,
put down the little pellets. That didn't work too well.
it's just a waste
So
of money, huh?
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah.
of door knocking, Adam Hogan in the building says old heads. Adam is the best. I hope that Mike, you get an opportunity. I know you probably hung out with him a little bit at the last one, but I hope that you get an opportunity to get to one of the next ones and get a chance to hang out with Adam some more. He is a great fucking guy.
I tried to stay up on you guys posting stuff when you were at IWCA, and that's probably the most stuff. I hadn't met him in person, but that's the most I'd kind of seen of his stuff. But I try to like videos and stuff. I try not to get my algorithm thrown off, so only people that I like stuff from I like and whatnot. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good, dude. You brought up door knocking, and then Eric said he wanted to know about your returns on door knocking. So I wanted to share a little story. Yesterday, I was out. We had a huge job scheduled for tomorrow. It's for the end of the week. It just got pushed back. I found out last night. So earlier yesterday, before I found out, we were out in this nice neighborhood called Moon Valley. We got a late call for an exterior only 20-minute job, right? Nothing big. Billy can bang it out in 20 minutes. But I figured I'd drive over to the neighborhood and go pass out some door hangers, knock on some doors. I walked, I don't know, maybe 40, 45 minutes, passed out probably 30 to 40 door hangers, knocked on about 15 doors, only got responses from 2 people. And one of them was actually somebody who was pulling out of their driveway who told me, just give me the thing. Don't leave it on my door. Somebody's in the house, but he's got Parkinson's or whatever. So my door knocking efforts yesterday weren't so great. But it's just a numbers game. One day you can get people, talk to 10 people in the same morning, 10 out of 10, and then you can go the next day and you can pass out 100 flyers and see 2 people. So it's just one of those things. And it also depends too on how serious I want to take it. Like some days I don't feel like fucking knocking on a door, and I'll just leave the hanger.
Right.
Now it's not necessarily as effective, and it doesn't take as much time. But it just depends on how much effort I want to put into it. But, I'm smart enough to also know that that's everything in life, right? How much effort are you willing to put in to do something to get what you're trying, like, to get to your goal? How hard are you going to work to get it? Are you going to half-ass that shit, or are you going to go gung-ho and you're going to go, keep that stack and actually pass out the 100 flyers? Or are you just going to pass out 30 and call it a fucking day?
if you got a dog, you got a responsibility. If your dog goes missing, you get out there and you find that fucking dog. Okay, that's how you got to bring home money for the family. You got to get that money.
Is that Pulp Fiction or is that Reservoir Dogs?
That was Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. You better fuss. I was thinking when you said it that way, it sounded like I was hearing Quentin Tarantino instead of Adam Sandler.
Sorry. I watched Just Go With It. I watched half of that last night. Speaking of Go With It, my wife and I went on a date night for the first time in forever, and we went and saw the movie Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah?
Project Hail Mary with the guy who wouldn't eat a cereal. Can't remember his name.
One of the Ryans?
Yeah, Ryan Gosling, not the duck, a Gosling. But it was a good movie. It was a feel-good movie. Probably give it an 85 or a 90. Check it out, guys. Good movie.
We lost our movie theater here. We had a nice. It was
better find it
built within 10 years. I know, right? Well, it's a church now, so it's.
Better find that fucking dog.
Better find that fucking movie theater.
I haven't been to a theater in a minute. We'd have to go probably 45 minutes down the road to get one, but we got this old theater that was here from back in the day that's downtown, and they do like comedy shows and other stuff in it. But as far as movies, we don't really get those here anymore. So
yeah, kids and my wife are going to see the Mario Galaxy movie tonight. It's premiering this evening, so they're going to go to the movie theater, eat some popcorn, and I'm going to be doing some gutter cleaning this afternoon. So that's where I'm going to be doing my power ups, eating mushrooms.
I did gutters my first year, and every job when I was done, I was like, nope, not doing it again. Nope, not doing it again.
I love it.
I had my original, it's not even this logo, but my original t-shirts, and I ruined one day, and I was like, screw it, I'm not doing it anymore. So I took it off my website, took it off like everything that's out online and stuff, and I
had a customer 2 days ago that 5 of their downspouts I had to disconnect from the very top and bring it down and unhinge it or unclog it. There was giant bee's nest, and I pulled out like a gazillion tennis balls and the kids' balls, all sorts of like a kid's croc shoe. And so long story short is I love gutter cleaning, but what I really hate about it is when you got to take the shit apart because you're messing with an entire 25-foot long deal and you got to hope that it goes back in and etc. I was lucky enough it all went back in without having to push or break anything. But yeah, I kind of love gutter cleaning because it's just like windows where you've got 10 windows to clean, and when you're cleaning the 8th window, you've got 2 more to go. So it's kind of like that's how I feel about gutter cleaning. The back of the house is done, shut the gate. You got 3 sides. Up, this side is clean. Now you got 2 sides. So it's kind of for like my ADD self. I enjoy the what's next, and I don't mind getting dirty. I love scooping and all that fun stuff. Gutters is my jam. Like I said, I'm a pressure washer who cleans windows, but
Gutters is my
gutter cleaner. Yeah, it's my jam.
I love how excited you just were. Gutters are my jam.
Gutters make me happy. I mean, I'm doing it today. I was supposed to do it last night, but we had some weird windage, and my wife wanted to go see that movie. So I'm like, well, I think we can move it till tomorrow. Sure. So got that going.
Tyler says, I love gutter cleaning.
Yeah,
I just hate gutters.
Go ahead.
Who said that, Chris?
No, Tyler Levi Smith.
Okay.
That's hilarious. Tyler's a good dude.
So
man.
I only run with a 4-foot ladder. It's for screens.
Well, yeah, you're 6'3".
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, you're like a 7-footer.
6'5", but so I take everything out that I can from like ground level, and if it's 2 stories or above, I go in, take it out through there. I do have 2 20-foot ladders, but I don't ever use them. I just run with a 4-foot, and if I need to get on a roof to clean a skylight or something, if I can't hit it from the ground, I'll get on a roof. I'm not scared of heights. And it's probably a good thing I didn't do this when I was younger, because I probably would have fallen off a roof trying to be all nimble and jumping across, and probably broke my
ladder monkey. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're tall enough. You could probably put a 6-foot A-frame ladder up against the house and then crawl on that, and then like take off the 2nd-story screens. You're so damn tall.
Depends on the angle of the hill. If it's
correct.
The back of the house.
It's hilly in Nashville. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So for those of you who can't tell, and we're kind of goofing with Mike a little bit, Mike is he's a brick shit house of a man. He looks like he could be on a football field, like a Travis Kelce type tight end, or a big guard on a basketball court. Mike's a big dude. Yeah.
About 6'5", 240.
Yeah, a brick shit
Turn you
house.
into a pretzel. Yeah.
We're all friends, guys. I got
He
your
said
back.
we're all friends, guys. So you did let me down just a hair. You did let me down. So I asked you, I knew that you had this wonderful, beautiful, glorious mustache going, and you shaved it, bro. You
I
had
did.
like you had this massive like fireman stash going, and I was just waiting for it.
Dude, I wanted to keep it until the show. So I didn't shave at all starting in January. It wasn't purposely done. It's just kind of the way
Yeah.
it happened. I was working and loading trucks and stuff over the winter, and just let it go. And one day I was like, I'm taking it off. I'm tired of it, and just messing with my wife, and said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it for the weekend, because I've always told like porn stash or whatever.
Yeah.
But I kept it a little like wider, I guess, and a little bit longer right here. So it actually looked kind of good. My dad had a mustache growing up, so like people that knew him were telling me I looked like him. I was like, and
That's
my
cool.
dad was my idol, so that was pretty cool. But it was so long, and like it was in my mouth, and like I'm like thinking about like twisting it out here and shit, and I was like, nah, let's just cut it off.
I'm not going to be that
Busy
guy.
season's
I'm not going to be
coming.
Mr. Twisty.
Right. Then I
You're
gotta buy
cool though.
wax and all that stuff. I'm not, it's not worth it.
I want fop. God damn it! I'm a Deborah Dan man. You got to have your pomade. See, I use a mint cedarwood oil every morning. I blend into this beauty. I've told my
See,
wife that I want to. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say if I was to do anything, because I like oil if I ever have a beard, but if it's scented, I can't do it. So if I was to do some kind of wax or oil or something for the mustache, it would have had to been non-scented. Smelling
Olive
that
oil
shit,
works.
even though it
Non-virgin
smells
olive
good.
oil.
Not for me.
Yeah, I don't
Unless it's
think I smell
Gladiator.
it.
You put Gladiator. I want Gladiator as a cologne.
That's a very smart idea. I love that stuff.
I smell it good. I don't use it much. I've got like 6 soaps in the truck. I just kind of mix them up. I use Orange Crush the most. But man, I use that Gladiator, and I'm like, man, I just want to like rub
Yeah,
it
it's
all
been a
over
hot
my-
minute since it's probably been almost a year since I've had any Gladiator on the truck. I may have to place an order today. I may just have to place an order today.
Yeah, I mean the Maker soap, it smells like Valencia oranges. Hands down, that's an awesome smell. But Gladiator, that was my OG. That's like Sprite and Orange Crush type deal.
Yeah. I love them all though, man. I just did Fletcher's.
Yeah.
Now I haven't had any jobs. Today's my first job in like 5 days. But I used it the last 2 jobs, and I liked it. It's got a good glide. And I'll tell you, the first time I used it, I'm like, why is this slop? Why is my everything that's coming off of it looks so dirty? I just did these windows 6 months ago on the inside, and I realized that it's the dye that's in it that makes whatever's coming off of it look dirty, even though it's not. It's just the color.
Blue tint.
Yeah. I don't know. So I used it, and I was finding that there was a ton of like debris and dirt coming off of my mop into the bottom of the bucket. So I felt like it was grabbing some of that dirt, and then it like essentially pulls it all down to the bottom. I will say this about Fletcher's soap. I do like the soap. Be careful with your lids. I had a 3/4 of a bottle, either because it got too hot or something. It expanded, and the lid opened up.
Loosened.
So all of that 3/4 of soap just went into a bucket, and
that's some strong concentrate too. I tried to, because when I got the Orange Crush initially, the cap busted, and I'm like, fuck. So I save Dawn caps all the time. I don't use Dawn anymore, but I've saved a bunch. The Dawn caps work the best on the Maker or on the Orange Crush, and I went to take it off before I even tried it, and I was going to swap it out, and it's different sizes, so I had to keep the original cap. But
I lost the whole 3/4 of a jar of soap, and that's probably $10-$12 or something. You know what I mean? Because it's about $14.99, I think, a bottle, something like that. So if you do have some Skyline Shine, make sure that you're storing it properly, up, not tilted, and out of the sun, because I think that sun heats that expansion and makes that little lid pop open. Could be operator error. Actually, not could be. It is operator error because I wasn't storing it properly. But I just figured I would pass that little note on to you all.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I built the drawer that I've got in the back of my truck, because it's got all like just random stuff. I got
Yeah.
these, like, I don't know, they're, if this was the sidewall of the drawer on the inside, they're like metal brackets like this. So I bought like
Smart.
6 or 8 of them, and I just set all my bottles in there. They just run down the side.
Yeah, you are one
Smart.
of the most organized people that I've been around when it comes to keeping your stuff in your truck in its place. And then when we get to the garage, I saw how you kept everything organized. And then when we get off the job and you got home, you're cleaning every single piece of equipment before you put it away. I'm like, God dang,
Nice.
bro, you are very organized. I wish that I had the mental capacity and the fortitude to continue to do that kind of stuff. But I finish up with the job and I'm like, poof, dump everything in the back of my truck and I'm like, roll out.
Done
Like
for the
Luke.
day, right? I get it, man. It just drives me nuts, man. I don't think I'd be able to sleep at night if I didn't wash out my mop, rinse out my bucket, have it ready for the next
Yeah.
day. That's a big thing for me, is being prepared. You never know what's going to come up in the morning. Like, I had to take a freaking side mirror off my daughter's truck the other morning, and if I'd have had to get all my stuff ready, I wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have had time to do it. So I like
Yeah.
being prepared for the next day. Another thing I just added a trailer, because I do soft wash and pressure washing. And so I just bought a trailer over the winter, redid it, built it out.
Nice.
So now I can just hook up to that, because windows is my thing, but house washing and pressure washing, there's some money in it. So, and they go hand in hand. They do here anyway. So I wanted to be able to, because I was playing Tetris every day, that I was switching, like taking my pressure washer and wands and hoses, and there's so much stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna get a trailer. I redid it, and so now I just hook to it when I've got pressure washing or house washing, and it's super nice.
Smart. Yeah, my buddy passed away, gave me a Zero Pure. So I use that as my roll cart that I take out to window jobs, but I've got my old 3-stage system that I've mounted to my trailer. So now I can use water fed, on a house job. If I don't bring all my shit, I can just hook it up, and I've got a hose reel, and it's smart. So if you get to it, think about attaching a system to your trailer. I mean, that's buku buck.
I've thought about mounting the system, and I actually don't even have a RODI.
Okay.
I'm DI only, because our TDS here is 30.
Nice.
So I got it made, dude. It's a blessing for sure.
Mhm.
But man, I'll change I've got I got 2 tanks, and I'll switch them out. I actually do the resin. I'll do both of them at the same time, but when one goes out, I got another one ready. But man, I can go probably 4 months on a tank. So it's
Not bad.
yeah,
Well,
it's
you got
pretty
such a
nice.
low TDS. That's amazing. Down
Yeah.
here in Houston, we've got like 395, 400 is what it's kind of teetering at. I got a call from a competitor yesterday. A strange unknown number answered it. It's a cheese dick type voice. Like, hey, I'm just calling to see what your average price for an exterior clean in Cinco Ranch is here. I was like, oh, well, good afternoon, sir. Trying to get more information. Long story short, is he was fishing for average price. He said, oh, my last guy did it. He used only a DI tank and a water fed pole. I said, well, how'd that work out? Actually, pretty well. I was like, well, we have a pretty high TDS, so I'd prefer to do it with a mop and a squeegee. But long story short is that DI tank came up in a conversation yesterday, and I kind of didn't believe it because our TDS is so high. So I think somebody was fishing, which is
I mean,
fine.
the thing is, I've never tried it, I've never tested it, but I kind of wonder if you could run one at like a 300 to 400, and it just blow through the resin within like a
Oh
week
yeah,
or less. I don't even know, but
it would grab.
yeah.
Hey, Mike, is there any tool that you don't own that you are dying to try? I mean, I know that so one of the cool things too that I notice about you, a lot of us are kind of this way too. It's like, look, if something that we don't have, that we see, a lot of times we're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go buy it. Is there any tool out there these days? Because it is what's in your bucket Wednesday, but is there any tool out there that you don't have that you're like, man, I gotta try that?
Not really, man. My hobby is turned into window cleaning tools and stuff. So, it's, if I want it, I buy it. You know what I mean? And my wife is so cool. I'm like, hey babe, do you care if I order? She doesn't care, man. Like, so it's to the point where I put an order in, and I'm so excited to get it. I just tell her about it. But no,
Yeah.
man, I'm blessed to have the tools that I do. I take extremely good care of my stuff. But I would like to have a zero pure probably at some point because it's going to keep me from changing resin every 4 months or whatever.
Yep.
But man, I got a zero micro that I've took a couple sections off, and I run that at, I think it's around 20 feet. I use that for single story. I've got an ultra light that I use. It's a 40 foot, but I use it at about 30 feet. So my pole, man, I love the poles. I got pretty much everything I want and or need. I mean, if you guys want to send me something, I'm not going to be upset. But
Do it.
So, speaking of sending something, Deeds, we got Good Friday coming up, right?
Yeah, we need to do something for that.
Are we going to do a contest on Friday?
We should do a contest. We got to start it today, though, but for Friday. So we got to think hard. Today is an April Fool's Day. What can we think April Fool's giveaway?
Who's the biggest fool? Actually, let's not say that.
Yeah. I don't need my.
Let's give a contest to the biggest fool. He's going to win something special from Good and Deeds. It's a Good Friday.
Yes.
What do you think? We'll talk about it when we get off the air. I do know. See these caps? They will be coming to the site live soon. I don't. I rarely ask and or tell our friends and our listeners, our watchers, our viewers of the Goo and Deeds pod to buy anything. I'll give them my recommendations and or tell them how things have worked for me. But I will tell you this, or I will ask you this: when these go live, go buy one. Go buy
Chick
one.
magnet. Chick magnet. Magnets.
Swing.
I wear mine. I've worn it a few times.
I
wear a guy magnet. Yeah, if you're swing that way. I mean, two platonic dudes create a show. But no, I've had people giggle in the grocery store and stuff like, "Oh, Wayne's World doesn't know it's Goo and Deeds World." Oh yeah, I get it.
Do you remember? So we were at we were in Pontiac, or no, what the fuck? Pontiac, Illinois. Where the hell we were in Illinois.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we were having dinner, and the guy walked past, and he was like pointed at the hat, and he's like, "Wayne's World, right on, party on, Wayne." And we're like, "Yeah." It was me, Deeds, and Draper, and it was like, that's kind of cool. So yeah, it was fun. So guys, when these go live, please go pick one up. Mark and I would love your support, and we would love to see more of these out in the wild. Speaking of out in the wild, Craig Hensel wants to know, Mike, are you going to try to make it out to the Huge this year?
So I don't know if I'll do the Huge. I definitely want to go to IWCA. I wanted to go this year, but it was just funding and everything else when it broke down to it. But with the Huge, I saw a lot and I do pressure washing, but I'm not a pressure washer. I'm a window cleaner that does house washes and pressure washing, kind of similar to Mark's identification and whatnot that he does. So I want to go to the IWCA because I know it's more focused on window cleaning. When I was at the Huge last year, I didn't look at anything pressure washing. It's just not my passion. It's not
my jam.
Not what I love. I like it, don't get me wrong, but man, you're getting dirty every day when you do it. But so I don't know if I'll make it to the Huge this next year. Where's it at?
It's going to be in Orlando at a new, well, not new, but it'll be at a different resort. It'll be at a Gaylord again, which is an awesome facility. And
a lot of walking.
Yeah. So bring your walking and running shoes, boys and girls.
Walking shoes, very nice.
But I'm looking forward to that one. I haven't solidified that I'm going or not yet. I hope that happens. Yeah, I really hope that we can make it happen.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that I won't.
Fingers crossed, everybody.
To be honest with you, I'd like to make it to the Huge and the IWCA next year, but we'll see. Definitely want to make it to one of the two. So
I'm not sure that they've solidified the location yet for IWCA next year. I'll be interested to find out when that gets announced. I know that we're having the president of the IWCA coming on very soon. I want to say in the next 2 weeks, Scott Aaronkrantz is going to be on. Maybe he can fill us in on where that's going to be. I know there was talks. Yeah, I know there was talks of Texas. I know there was talks of Florida. I know there was talks of somewhere else. But maybe we can squeeze it out of him to find out where the IWCA is going to be rolling to.
Yes. I'd like Savannah. I mean, Georgia's a nice place. Savannah's a beautiful city, probably a little dangerous at points, but it's got a great nightlife and all that stuff.
It would be right down the road from me. Probably, I don't know exactly, but probably 3 hours or so.
A little closer, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared.
My wife wants to come. She does home health care stuff, but on my busy season, I'll schedule stuff for Saturdays when we don't have the kids, and we'll go bust out some jobs on Saturdays. So she knows a little bit about what she's doing. She takes care of the interior, and I do everything outside. But damn, look at that glisten off that dome. So she wants to come. So next event I go to, I'll bring her with me most likely. So, but I'm like, listen, babe, you're just gonna be standing there next to me the whole time. Like, I'm gonna be geeking out with my friends. You know what I mean? Like I don't run into people. I've tried to be friends with the window cleaners around here. There's a couple owner operators, and they want to do their own thing. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna be so busy that I'm gonna have to start referring people. And you guys are stupid because I could just give you free work, but nobody wants to be friends. So,
weird.
You know?
Yeah.
You're intimidated by that big, bald, beautiful man that you are.
Let me put some customers inside,
dude.
I know who you are, and I know what you're about. I think maybe people just might get intimidated, bro. It's hilarious. Looks like it's almost 6:30 at Arizona time, which means it's almost 8:30 Texas time and almost 8:30 in Tennessee. What exactly you guys got going on the rest of the day? Mike, you got a couple gigs, one gig. What's up?
Just one. I'm actually, there's so many places here that I could have come set up. I'm like a minute from my job, so I'm gonna go knock that out. It's exterior only with screens. It's about a $300 job. I'm hoping to knock it out in about 2 hours because I've got to get to my mom's house. Her house is on the market. She's got stuff to do. So I got to get her little dog out of the house. And then I got to go to the bank and take care of some things as far as this mortgage and everything else. It's rolling. So that's
Fingers
about
crossed.
all I've got today. But should be a full day though. So.
Nice.
Is someone in the housing market, what is a generalized percentage rate that they're offering now for mortgages? Is it 6, 7?
Is that all of that just for the 6, 7?
No, that was a serious question about the 6, 7. I didn't realize what I did there.
It dropped just below 6. I think it's come up a little bit above it since, but
Okay.
yeah, in the lower 6s.
Okay. Because I remember during COVID, it was down to 2 something and people were refinancing. I never refinanced, but I'm locked in at I think a 4.375 or some shit.
Nice.
But yeah, I know the mortgage rates were up and now they're starting to kind of teeter down. So I have no idea.
I don't see them ever getting much lower than the 6 again. And that's just from what I heard. I don't know. I'm not a realtor. I'm not in the game or anything, but I've kind of heard that they'll probably not ever get much lower than the 6. So.
Damn. Not until they do those 60-year mortgages or whatever they're thinking of coming out with, you know.
Dude, are they
crazy.
Really?
Well, Trump joked about it last year about like a 50-year mortgage or a 40 instead of a 30 to break down the payments. But holy shit, you know, it's almost out of reach nowadays.
Yeah, it's like cars, man. My mom bought a 2016 GMC Terrain, and she had half down, blah blah blah. She only wanted to do like a 2-year or 3-year tops. They put her in like a 5 or 6 year, just to make her payments lower. And she's like, that's the only way that we can do it now. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, man. So she pays like double payments and is just paying it off super quick. But I don't understand, man. I guess that's the way for them to keep you in the loan longer and more interest you pay, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So
yeah, they don't make money selling cars now. They make money financing it. So
yeah. I'm all about being debt free, man. This business has allowed me to buy 2 cars in my first year. I became debt free last year. I'm buying a house this year. I mean, it's just
Awesome.
I tell people like it's like somebody's son off in a different state they're telling me about, and I'm like, tell them to get into window cleaning. Like it's pretty good money. You know, you don't really think of that, but if you know what you're doing and you do it the right way, you can make a pretty damn good living off of it.
Yeah,
and have fun and stay
Absolutely,
in decent health and shape, and
missed the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an awesome industry with awesome people that care about one another. I was watching something not too long ago, and it might have been through you guys. No, it wasn't. It was something else, but it was somebody in a different country talking about window cleaning, how like they take care of each other, blah blah blah. He's like, I see like carpet cleaning forums and other stuff like that, construction or whatever it is, and they all hate each other.
Yeah.
So it's all getting along for the most part is helps out a lot as well. So
yeah, there's a lot of great men and women that you can lean on for advice, that you can talk to about anything. Like like you and I both just said, our friendship started about window cleaning, but it was also, there's so much backstory that we have common ground, and it's like that with a lot of different men and women in this industry, and it's great to know that we can count on people. So you've been watching the show from the jump, Mike. You know what we do at the end of the show. We like to give people the opportunity to give some shout outs. Anybody that you'd like to give a shout out before we head out of here?
yeah, actually I know you guys do it. I was thinking about it on the way. At first and foremost, God, for sure.
Hell yeah.
God has gotten me through so much. He's put me in where I'm at right now, and I'm so thankful for that. When my wife and I started dating, thank you for saying that. She was going. So I lived in Nashville, and that's about 2 hours west of here. And I had a storage unit about halfway. She ended up going with me to bring some stuff back, and I asked her. I said, I've got this idea. I'm thinking about starting a window cleaning business, and she was completely supportive. So she's right under God there. For sure, my kids, my family, everything like that. You guys got your WCR. I was going to wear this today, but it's a little chilly. So I do have my WCR. So the Lambrinides brothers, man, you guys are awesome. The stuff that you do for the community and the industry and the giveaways it's just, I go on and on and on. WCR Zero, those guys, everybody behind the scenes there that pick orders and do all that stuff. You guys for sure. All the buddies that I've got in the in the industry. I just appreciate all of you, man. It's so great to finally have found my place in doing what I'm doing, man. I went 40 years trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was actually loading trucks working at that place. Somebody opened the door to the office with their sweaty forearm. I cleaned it up, started looking up how many window cleaners were around here, and that's how it all got started. So, but that's about it. I'll shut up and let you guys go.
No, man,
that was
awesome.
good. Appreciate the wife from the start. That's awesome that she's so supportive and she believed in you, and now you're buying a damn house and
now she's
your family.
That's for sure.
she's spending. Yeah, she gets to spend some of that money, which is nice. Women love
she
that.
works her ass off
though, which is
she works her ass off too.
Yeah.
So I know you guys' dynamic and relationship. I know that she does all sorts of great stuff for the fam too. So you guys are a wonderful cohesive unit as a family, and props to both of you.
Yeah, that helps big time.
I'll go. Yeah, as Mike said, the Lambrinides, they always help everybody out. WCR, Sorbo, and Zero, thank you for giving us an opportunity to post our content into Pro Window Cleaning Group. You mentioned God, dude, and 40 years. So next week will be 7 years of no drink for me, next Thursday. And it took me 26 years basically to figure out what was holding me back. And since that last time I had my last seizure and my last drink, it's been a really long road. but it's brought me to one place, and it's right where I am. And sometimes I just need to put my feet down on the ground, rub my little toesies in the grass or in the carpet, and realize, hey, this is actually life. This is real, and things are good. And even when things get tough and things get, down, or I get down, we have a community of friends and loved ones that are here to help pick us up. So I hope you guys remember that, because there's a ton of us here in this community that pull for one another. And even though you might feel alone, there's somebody there, that's been through it and is willing to help if you ask. So we're all here for one another. So I want to thank Mike Mathews for being a guest today. Deeds, I want to thank you for being my road dog, my plus one in this journey that we're doing together. And I hope that you feel the same. Like you're not my plus one. We're each other's plus one. Let's get that fucking perfectly straight. Yeah. Let's get that perfectly clear. You're not my plus one. We are. Yeah, we are together on this one. We are a cohesive unit, and you and I together, man. We're just doing it, man. Two of America's most wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Heck yeah. Same back at you. Ditto.
Thank you, brother.
Ditto to you. Anyway, thanks everybody for showing up this morning. It is a happy Wednesday. It is the first day of April. What are you going to do to make this month awesome? I went and checked my last records. My first quarter this year is much better than my first quarter of last year. I hope it is the same for everyone else. A lot of guys aren't working January, February because they're in the north, but spring is starting to kick off. So update your Facebook, update your Google profiles, load photos, get out there. If you've got a door knock, if you've got to do door hangers, or get an A-frame sign from WCR Marketing, go for it. I'm going to be hooking up with Jill today or tomorrow. I do need to get my hands on an A-frame because I've got ideas for placement. I saw Chris Eckstein's, his A-frames are amazing for window cleaning in progress and such. So I'm going to make that happen this week. Hopefully it'll be a game changer. Remember, reach out to past customers. Oh, nice. What's in your bucket?
I think Adam
Very
Hogan
sweet.
asked not much.
He did. He said, "What's in your bucket?" I was going to ask that too.
Yep.
Just a maker mop. That's it.
There you go.
Maker mops.
And Mike
Yeah,
Nichols,
you've got the best.
Here's the bed. If you got anybody,
Yeah,
wanna
that's a
see it.
beautiful bed.
Not much going on,
Yeah.
but it's organized.
and Mike Nichols says, "What up to you too as well, Mike?" So
Good to
nothing like hearing from the man, the myth, the legend, Mike. He's the best.
I saw his
Heck yeah.
catfish. I saw his catfish picture with the zero trad pole. What the are you? Is that AI or is that real?
I don't know,
Really
man. We'll ask that one. So, all
I
right,
want to
guys.
go fishing in Galveston and do that because I've got like a reel I could have attached, but I'm gonna fuck up a pool. I don't want to catch fish on that thing.
I turned one of my zero poles into a American. It's for my flag.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a good way to do it.
12-foot trad for a big ass American flag. So
Genius.
Right on, right on.
right now. But anyway, I appreciate you guys having me, man.
Dude, you're the best,
thank
Mike.
you.
We appreciate you. I love you, my man. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the week. We got John La Liberté coming in on Friday from Below the Parapet. He's also, you guys all know he's a high-rise guy. It's going to be a lot of fun on Friday. Tune in, check it out. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay up, stay gold. Deeds always tells them.
Major rubbers, everybody. Get them.
And I tell you to keep those passion buckets full, fools. Hope y'all have a great day.
Watching, guys.
Mike, I love you, brother. I hope you have a great week. We'll catch up
Thank you,
soon, all
Mike.
right?
You
Tune
guys
in
as well,
Friday,
man.
8:30 Eastern, gang.
All right, stay golden, everybody.